Amy, congratulations, you've passed your test. Well done. But what happened on the test?
So we were coming out of this junction.
If you want a photo together, I'll do it for you.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
So what happened on the test then?
So we came out of this junction and we stopped. But then there was a car behind us that kept going and
They went to the back of your car,
yeah.
and you continued the test and you passed.
Yes.
Still well done. Hello and welcome to 5 Drive School of Motoring. It's Mohammed. I hope you guys are doing great. Well, this is Amy's real test video, and guess what? She crashed on the test, but she still passed because it wasn't her fault. So you might have seen that little clip at the start of the video where she tried to crawl out of the junction and someone went into the back of the car. So it wasn't her fault. She continued the test and she passed the test. Right, the test centre was Thornbury and the time of the test was 12:38. They started the test with the reverse bay park exercise. So she went in the bay and she probably thought she's not in the bay, so she went forward and reversed again and corrected it, which worked out perfectly fine for her. Throughout this video, the speed limit will be mentioned at the top left corner. This test is already on YouTube. Powell did that test route, so you can watch that video by clicking the link above. Anyways, here they're going to be turning right. Remember, in this car park area and just outside the car park area, the speed limit is 10 miles an hour. So they're coming up to the roundabout. This is where Amy is going to be asked to turn right to take a third exit. Now she's coming up to the traffic lights. On the main road, the speed limit is 30 miles an hour. Here, you can turn right from the left lane as well where the learner is going, but Amy had to take a left turn, so that wasn't a problem. But examiners will tell you which lane you need to go in, so you don't have to really worry about that. And now examiner will ask Amy to take the next road on the right. And then she'll be taking the next road on the left. And then she'll be asked to pull up on the left somewhere safe. This is where sat-nav driving started. So examiner actually switched the sat-nav on and asked Amy to just follow the sat-nav for some direction. Well, for some time. It's normally about 20 minutes. Anyways, now she's following sat-nav and she will be turning right at the end of this road. Okay, at the end of the road, Amy will be turning left. This is the road where the incident happened. I'll try and explain it to you so you can really learn from it as well. I think Amy was absolutely right not to go, but I'll let you watch this video first. Now, she's going to be turning left, so she is in the left lane, which is absolutely fine. But if you see that white van on the right hand side, this was the van which was blocking her view. So she, as you can see, the van is crawling forward, so she cannot see anything on the right. Van crawls forward even more, but still doesn't go. So now here Amy stops and then she crawls a little bit to see what's happening on the right hand side. You will see in a second. So she's gonna crawl just a little while the van is still blocking her view on the right hand side, so she can't really go. So she crawled forward, and you can see someone went back into the back of the car. So what happened here, then examiner basically asked her to switch the engine off, and examiner exchanged the details, and then he rang me, bless him, and he explained the situation to me. At that time he said we might not continue with the test, but I think after 10 minutes he rang me again to say that we can continue the test because car is not in bad condition. So this is a very busy junction, you've got to be very careful. Now she is going to be taking the next road on the right. So yeah, once the examiner rang me, he said they can't continue with the test because it's in bad condition probably. But later on, after this right turn, there's a temporary traffic light. After the temporary traffic light, he decided to ring me again because the damage wasn't too bad. So he asked Amy as well, what do you want to do? Because obviously it was not her fault. If it was, probably they will be heading towards the test center. During these COVID situations, that's what they are doing anyway. Now here, examiner is going to ask her to park again. So about a couple of minutes video were skipped. Well, not skipped, but obviously engine was switched off again. And then examiner rang me again to say we are okay to continue with the test. So just tell my colleagues in the test center that I will be running late for the next test. Which I obviously conveyed that message. At the end of this road, Amy will be turning left. I'm sure I feel really bad for Amy at that time, obviously, because she might be thinking she has failed the test. But then again, if you're not at fault, it's okay, just continue with the test. You never know till you start the engine on, until you switch the engine off. You are being assessed, you are being examined, so just concentrate as much as you can. Now while following the sat nav, Amy will be turning right at this roundabout coming up to take a third exit towards city center. Now as you join the roundabout, if you turn in right or left, the speed limit will be 40 miles an hour, but if you're going straight ahead, the speed limit will still be 30 miles an hour. And now here, Amy will be taking exit towards Huddersfield and Halifax, I believe. So this is the exit she's taking. When you're taking that exit, there are 2 lanes ahead. You need to be in the left lane. Okay. Examiners normally will tell you, but even if they don't, you want to be in the left lane. And now she's just going to be following the left lane. And she'll take this left turn again. The speed limit is still the same. It is still 40 miles an hour. So yeah, further down on this road, after the second traffic light, this is first. After the second traffic lights, the speed limit will change back to 30 miles an hour. Whilst following the sat nav, Amy will be taking left turn. You can see that 30 miles an hour sign. Again, there are 2 lanes, so you need to be in the most left lane. Now this is Manchester Road. It can be very confusing because it's a dual carriageway, so it's very tempting to go fast here. So remember, the speed limit is not 40 here. It is still 30 miles an hour. And now there's bus lane coming up ahead. It's red, and also there are no days and times mentioned on the sign on the left hand side. Okay, so you can never ever drive in this one. Normally, if there is a sign saying Monday to Friday between this time to this time, during those times you cannot drive in the bus lane, but outside those times you can. And if it's safe, you should as well, because that's your left lane to drive into. Anyways, Amy will be taking the next road on the left now. Now there is a priority sign ahead, so if you look at that sign, the oncoming traffic should give you way, but just in case if they don't, you should be ready to stop. Now she'll be taking the next road on the right. And now examiner will tell Amy to pull up on the left somewhere safe. And then when it's safe, she'll move off again. Okay, so one-way system. If you are in the left lane here, you can only and only go left. You can't turn right there. There is a sign ahead as well. Remember, the speed limit is still 30 miles an hour on the main road. Be very careful with this junction, because this junction can be very busy and it's quite like a blind junction on the right hand side as well. So cars could be coming really fast. So make sure you only pull out when it's safe. And if you have pulled out, try and pick up speed quickly. Okay, because you would cause people to slow down, and that could be a serious mistake. Now further up on this road, the speed limit will change again to 40 miles an hour. So you can see the sign now. And now she's just going to be following the road ahead. There's another roundabout which is controlled by traffic lights. So that one, she is just going to be following the road ahead. Okay, and further down on this road, the sat-nav driving ended, and examiner started to give her like normal directions. Now she'll be asked to move into the right lane, because she's going to be taking second exit. If you see that sign on the left hand side, it tells you which lane you should take. So to go straight ahead, you need to be in the middle lane, not the left lane. Examiners do help you, but if you see these signs, definitely it's going to help you a lot more. And now she's going to be taking a second exit at this roundabout. And just before this roundabout, the speed limit changed again to 30 miles an hour. Okay, now she'll be taking the second road on the right. We've just gone past first, and now this is the second road on the right, which says APRIS Engineering Training Center. So this is the right turn she's going to be taking now. The junction was quite busy and she waited very patiently, which is absolutely brilliant. Now further up on this road, they'll be asked to pull up on the left somewhere safe. Again, it's just a normal routine pull up. And examiner will tell Amy to move off again when it's safe. And now the speed limit has changed to 20 miles an hour. Further down on this road, there's a very sharp bend to the left, so you've got to be really slow. Keep close to the white line on the right hand side and try and take that turn in first gear at extremely slow pace. As you can see, Amy is slowed right down because sometimes there's traffic coming from the opposite side and they might be coming a bit fast and you can catch them. So be really slow on that bend. The speed limit on the main road will be 30 miles an hour again. Right, at this traffic light, Amy will be turning right. Now they are heading back towards the test center. When you take this right turn, make sure you angle slightly, but not too much so you're blocking the oncoming traffic, but enough so people can go past behind you. Okay, and then again here, the speed limit will be 10 miles an hour again, and at this roundabout, Amy will be turning left to take the first exit. And soon after that left, the first exit, there will be another left into the test center car park. And it's coming up now. Yeah, so she's going to be taking this left turn, and that is really the end of the test. It was strange. It was obviously annoying for me as well. When examiner rang me, I got really worried. Maybe my car is just smashed fully and I don't know what's going to happen. But luckily, it wasn't too bad. If it was bad, examiner wouldn't continue with the test. But it was obviously strange. But that happened to me before as well. One of my learners came back with all smashed car on the right hand side. Both doors were damaged. But surprisingly, she passed as well because it wasn't her fault. Someone pulled out of the junction and smashed into the side of the car. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Do like it, share and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.